Time for another Just the Tip video, and this one comes straight from one of you guys. If you listened to our podcast last week, we talked about how to turn a book into profit, and that involves actually cutting the signature out of the book and turning it into a matte piece or sending it off to PSA to get signed. Well, John asked us, how exactly do you do that? How do you cut the signature out of the book? And that's a good question, because there's a couple complications. This book I'm going to use today is Michael Moore's Downsize This. Now, there's about 1 million of these made, about 1 million signed, and I actually own about 10 of these. So what I want to do is turn this into a matte piece. This is the perfect candidate, and let me show you why. Let's open it up, and you have the signature here, and you have the inscription here. Envision a imaginary line around the signature, okay? And nothing, including text from the book, can get inside that line. For instance, if this and symbol right here was a little bit lower, this would not be a good candidate for a cut signature because that and symbol would show up on the autograph. So this is actually the perfect autograph to use. And how do we get it out? Well, first you're going to get this page out of the book because you don't want to work with a page stuck in a book. That is chaos. If you want to save the book, I would go with scissors. And it's not going to look pretty, but you will not harm any other pages. You won't, tear any other pages out. But all you're going to do is cut down the line as close as you can to the corner and get the page out. I don't care about this book because, as I said, I have like 10 copies. So, everybody who is an autograph collector, and especially if you have books or book plates, you should have one of these already. This is a paper slicer. This is the Westcott paper slicer. Actually, Boss has talked about these a lot in his Just the Tip videos. These are like 11 bucks at Walmart, guys. Go invest in one. You're going to use it. You're going to love it. Trust me. It's going to save you a lot of time and effort. So you have these two sliding slicers on here for paper. Well, a lot of people don't know these actually come off. So basically, you just pull these kind of apart here and just lift up. And there you have your razor. Let me zoom in here. You can kind of see the razor there. Oh, it's not focused in. There you go. So it's a tiny little razor, and it's actually under this plastic part here. So to get the razor to work, you actually have to push down, and you can feel the razor actually hit whatever you're using. So what are we going to do? Well, as I said, I don't care about this book. I'm not worried about saving it. Probably just throw it away after I'm done. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to get to the edge as close as possible. And first I'm going to run it through. I'm not going to actually push down. I'm going to run it through and make sure I'm not cutting off any part of the signature. I'm not. I'm good. So I'm just going to push down and run it through. Alright, and I have gone through several pages here. That's why I say, if you don't care about the book, do it this way. It's a lot cleaner. And here it is, guys. Actually, it's coming out with this page too, but this should just fall right off. There we go. A little bit of glue residue. Okay, so I have my signature out of the book. That's nice and clean. Again, I cut out several pages of this book, so it's kind of ruined. But if you don't want to ruin the book, use the scissors to only focus on one page. It's going to look a little bit rougher, but you will still be able to read the book. So, alright, that book is toast. So, what do we want to do now? I mean, basically you have a cut signature, but you don't want this crap up here. That's when our paper slicer comes back into play. I'm going to stick this back in, and it doesn't matter which way it goes. Just open it up, stick it in. Brand new. Okay. And basically you just slice around the imaginary edges that I talked about earlier. So try to do this with the camera. There's a little line right here that you have to line up where you want to slice. So I actually have to get on top of it here, so you guys won't be able to see this part. Okay. So here we go. Boom. And the most important part up here. Now you want to leave a little bit of edge. I probably cut off too much edge there. You want to leave a little bit of edge around it so you have something to mat around. You want a little bit of leeway no matter what you're doing. So let me make sure I got this measurement right. Again, I can't really do it through the camera. Okay. Well. Okay. Okay. So I cut that one. There's the inscription. Perfect. As you can see, all the inscriptions there, which means none of it's on my cut signature. And there is my cut signature to be matted. I probably cut a little bit off on the edge to get it perfectly square. But that's really not going to matter when you mat, because that's going to be covered by the mat. If you send it off to PSA, you're definitely going to want to cut this part, kind of make it even, and that way make sure it's able to be encapsulated if you want that to happen. So that's how you cut out a signature out of a book. Again, these things are magic. If you do any autograph collecting and work with any books or book plates, this thing is a must. And for like 11 bucks, I mean, you can't go wrong. So this is my cut signature. Now all I have to do is get a photo, and well, I know this isn't Michael Moore, but what I do is I go down to Hobby Lobby, which is a framing store, and what I'll do is I'll probably get it framed like this. So there'll be a mat around this, and then a mat around this, and that's what it's going to look like. And I'll have a picture of Michael Moore here instead of Ghost World movie poster, but that is the idea behind cutting out a signature for matting or PSA. The actual mat job, I think Boss has talked about it. He hasn't done a tutorial yet. That'll be a good one. It'll be a good long one, I'm sure. And that does take a lot of equipment that costs a little bit of money. So if you're wanting to get into matting, it is going to cost you a little bit, but I think it's worth it. I don't do matting yet, so maybe I should jump into it, and I may do the video. I don't know yet. But that is it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this helps you out. I'm Zane Savage. Listen to the podcast on Sunday, and you take care. All of you autograph addicts.